Planning by Personality in Jersey Channel Islands. Personal example by Linda Corby. I've had a long-running battle with the Jersey Planning Department for nearly 30 years. All I wanted on my land was a small low-level property on my field in the parish of St Peters. Our field is of no agricultural value. You've hit shell within 2 inches down on this land. I've never been allowed to do anything with this land, not even put up a small portable shelter for my animals. The then IDC came along and knocked down a small pump house cover we had partially built, so I couldn't use the borehole there. This cost me approximately £10,000 to build, and did have verbal planning permission from the Small Buildings Department of the IDC at the time. Of course, the man in charge of the Small Buildings Department mysteriously vanished from their employment, and they couldn't bring him to court when the time came. At one point I was offered the Jersey way out. This was back in the days when John Le Sueur was president of the then IDC. I met him on my land, and for the price of a leg over and £100,000 in his back pocket, I could have had planning permission to build whatever I liked. When you get a deal like this offered to you in your face by the president of the planning department, it does leave you reeling with disgust. It still makes me feel sick. However, I was not willing to either prostitute myself, which is what a leg over means, for planning permission, and although I am a tax exile's daughter, which he knew, I didn't have that kind of money, and even if I had, I would not have agreed to such a backhanded deal on principle. I have morals and I am ethical. End of. You can judge for yourself. The following will give you an idea of where our field is positioned, plus the type of properties surrounding it. The simple fact is that extensive planning has been allowed in the area. The IDC, now Planning Department, have admitted this in writing, yet still classifies us as detrimental to the amenities. Note, we are not alone in this situation. Go and visit the video by Voice for Children, Jersey Citizens Media. This is the bungalow to the left of my field, taken from above, taken from the 5 Mile Road. The two properties are on the right hand side, just before my property on Old Jubilee Hill. Sunset Nurseries is just slightly out of camera shot on the left. This is the property to the left and back of my field. This was originally a very tiny Jersey cottage, huge property now, sloping at its back towards the reservoir, virtually on top of it, St Peters Reservoir that is. The other arrow points to the back of my field, which slopes away from the reservoir. Below on the left of our field, taken from the bank in our field, is the property behind. The properties in Old Jubilee Hill are just out of shot of the arrow. Sunset Nurseries arrow it's approximately below the arrow that says Sunset Nurseries. This house is behind my field on the right. Pictures taken from on the bank in my field. Yet more properties can be seen out of camera shot down the lane on the one side and down the opposite lane on the other side, where there are yet more properties. This is a shot showing the distance between the two properties behind my field, which face out over the 5 Mile Road. This is the property at the top, the huge one, right by the reservoir. As I span around, you can see where the reservoir is, and it follows the trail right to alongside the house near enough. I would still love to have a little eco-friendly, low-level property on our land that I could leave to my daughter, so she didn't have to leave Yarnd in order to be able to afford a decent home. But with Senator Terry Lamont saying things like, "You'll never get planning on your land as long as I'm in power," I don't hold out much hope, if any hope at all. Produced by Linda Corby, video clips and photographs by April Cordy. Thank you for watching. For further links about the Jersey Way and what really goes on in the island, please go to lcorby.wordpress.com. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and remember, I have no problem with what other people do.